Good day and welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger, and on this day in my life, we get to talk about AkelDeema, the saga, which is the great opus of my life in terms of creative power, in terms of storytelling. I've been telling this story now for 10 years, and it is a story I will tell the rest of my life. And we welcome you, we find you with grace, we send mercy to you, and we get to introduce you to the work that I have created for your benefit and for the benefit of the world. So, AkelDeema the Saga, today we're going to talk about strange bedfellows, Politics, make strange bedfellows, don't they? It's said that you're in a political thing when bootleggers and Baptists joined forces. The historicity of AkelDeema, the saga, is steeped in strange bedfellows coming together. The legendary backstory that created this tale is Judas Iscariot. Remember him? He's the guy that betrayed Christ, and he receives 30 pieces of silver for betraying the Holy One, Jesus Christ. And the Sanhedrin and the Jewish leaders, the tale is told, put forth the 30 pieces of silver as this dirty payola. And Judas Iscariot greedily clutched his newfound wealth to his bosom. And Judas began, after time, that blood money began to eat and gnaw at his soul. And he began to have second thoughts. And maybe, just maybe, Judas began to think he had made a poor judgment. Now stop acting so self-righteous, all of us, as if we haven't done the same thing ourselves, made a terrible decision and then tried to rectify it. The guilt and the personal affront caused Judas Iscariot to kill himself. He offed himself. And the guilt and the personal affront then caused chaos in the world because Jesus Christ was betrayed, tried, found guilty, marched down the Via Dolorosa in infamy. Jesus Christ was nailed to a cross and bled and died for the sins of commoners like you and me. Jesus Christ died a cruel and cold and heartless death. Jesus Christ went to hell, and presumably he spoke life to those that had been encaptured there and allowed them to be enraptured and taken to heaven. I always wondered if Jesus had a conversation with the devil himself when he went. Jesus Christ is then buried in a tomb and lays in state for 3 full days. Jesus Christ is raised from the dead, and Jesus Christ then ascends to glory in a cloud of this heavenly mist, and fast forward about 40 days. The Sanhedrin and Jewish leaders come to the apostles. Now there are only 11 of them left. Their numbers will continue to dwindle as the days march along, won't they? The Sanhedrin and Jewish leaders somehow get the 30 pieces of silver back into their hands, and their greedy mitts feel and know it's blood money. These are tainted funds. These are tarnished and condemned and ill-gotten gains. What's a betrayer to do? The Sanhedrin and Jewish leaders call for and assemble the 11 remaining apostles to a meeting, and they offer the money back. And the apostles say, what? Not on our watch. And both groups are smart enough to know that they cannot keep, let alone claim ownership of such dirty money. So the two groups come together in Acts 1:18 and following, and they make a choice, and they decide to use the funds to purchase AkelDeema, the place of death and sorrows that is referenced from Psalm 109:8, which is really called the place where none dwell. And it turns out it becomes then the potter's field Judas Iscariot and then uncountable numbers of indigents and reprobates find final rest in this field, and AkelDeema is born because I thought about that, prayed about it, and I changed a few letters and imagined a story about a place in America where none dwell, and I named it AkelDeema, the land of death and sorrows. Take this journey with me. I warn you, it is not a safe passage. Go to stalegius.org, stalegius.org, pick up a copy, and join me in this great story for our time. Till next time, I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger, and this is Moments with Dr. Steve. Travel far